Okay, so tomorrow morning I'm going to try and film the footage in the car. I've been doing a little bit of testing on this. It's been an interesting process. So initially I was thinking, all right, to a certain extent filming in a car is good, it's a controlled environment, but you don't really have any control over the light, particularly if the car is moving. It's going to be really inconsistent. It's going to be difficult to set the exposure because you do not want to be dicking around with a camera while you're driving. This is assuming it's even a sensible idea to have the camera on while you're driving at all, and that's a whole other thing. So I initially thought, all right, what if I was to park up somewhere and just put up a green screen behind the two front seats and then take an image, a video or photo of the back of the car, so I could actually just have more control of the environment. If I wanted to show the rest of the car, I could, but equally, if I wanted to do a completely different backdrop, I could try doing that. So I drove to a car park, put up a green screen in the most non-destructive way I could do, set up a camera, and just realized that in that small space, behind the two front seats just doesn't actually take up that much of the frame. The side mirrors take up a lot more, and green screening them, I mean, you could drape a green screen over the car, but then you're going to block out a whole load of light, and light is so important when filming. So I kind of abandoned the green screen idea. I mean, something else I noticed is that I just really got the sense that you're going to be able to tell whether someone is actually driving or whether or not they're parked up somewhere miming. And I felt like it was going to be worth getting realistic driving. So I thought, okay, is there some sort of big, flat, empty car park that I can go to and drive around in? Because I am conscious of safety. Now, I wouldn't be looking at the camera, I would just be driving, and to a certain extent it would be like singing along to the radio. But still, a certain part of my brain is going to be concentrating on this. I thought, okay, I'll do a little bit of testing. I'll go to a car park. I'll see what it's like kind of driving around. So I went to an empty car park, or at least it was empty on Google Maps, but of course it was absolutely rammed at kind of rush hour when I ended up going there. And I drove around a bit and I could immediately see all kinds of problems. It's now winter, as you can probably tell, and the sun is really low. And so the sun would keep cropping up in the side mirrors and then kind of blowing out the exposure. So I thought, all right, maybe it does make sense to kind of plan A, but without the green screen. Just find a car park somewhere, park up, stable, relatively stable lighting, hopefully. You can park so that the sun isn't shining into the camera. And then just mask out the windows if I wanted to do some kind of changing of backdrop or whatever, and then just fake driving. But then I got home and I looked at the footage of me driving, and I did just think, I think it's going to look better. I think it's going to look better. I mean, the way that the light was changing, the way that the car was vibrating, it wasn't just that it felt like it was actually driving, it just felt visually more interesting. So I need to decide what I'm going to do. I think what I will do is I think I know a car park that is going to be empty. I'm going to do a few takes. I'm essentially going to just try and sing along with the radio. And yeah, we'll see. One of the things that's great though, is that because this is my project and it is frustrating how long it takes, particularly with the tiny amount of time I have at the moment, but still, it's my project. I can take as long as I want with it. If I shoot it tomorrow and it doesn't work, I can just look at what went wrong, come up with another plan and do it again.